Saturday dawned grey and overcast with a light northeasterly wind. Perhaps not the most inspiring start to the weekend, but the sun won through in the end, and after a chilly start, temperatures rose slowly into double figures. The Royal Corinthian Yacht Club hosted the second and final weekend of the Etchells Spring Series, and 12 boats lined up for the start of 10 races planned for the weekend. The course was set by race officer Jamie Clark in the central Solent to the east of the Bramble Bank, with the light northeasterly bringing 8 to 10 knots of breeze. This weekend saw the return of hotshots Ante Razmilovic sailing with Olympic gold medalist Andrew Simpson as his middleman, and James Howells, who had David Bedford in the middle. Despite this competition, it was the previous weekend's winners, Stephen and Graham Bailey's Arbitrator, that led the way in Saturday's racing, with 2 firsts and 3 seconds. None of the other competitors were able to match this consistency, and Arbitrator ended the day 3 points clear of second-placed Evelina, helmed by Sam Carter, who was in turn 10 points ahead of Hugh Evans' Shamal. At Saturday's close, Arbitrator had won the day, but Evelina's first and 2 seconds showed that if they could keep up a steady performance on Sunday, they might give Arbitrator a run for their money. The Far 45s were also out in force, competing in the Royal Thames David Deal Trophy Series, a 2-weekend regatta of Windward Leeward racing. Race officer Malcolm McCaig set his course for a 10 o'clock start a bit to the east of the Etchells in the central Solent, varying the course slightly after the tide began to flow shortly before midday. There were 8 Far 45s taking part, and on Saturday it was Jerry Otter's highly polished Werewolf crew that won the day, ahead of XL in second and Alice in third. Werewolf rarely put a foot wrong, scoring an impressively consistent 1-2-2-1 in Saturday's 4 races. Fortis XL ended the day in second, 6 points behind Werewolf, and 2 points ahead of Alice in third place. Exabyte was also in contention, and after Saturday's 4 races, there were only 4.5 points between the second, third and fourth place boats, which meant that Sunday was likely to see a closely fought contest. Sunday brought plenty of sunshine and a slightly fresher northeasterly breeze than on Saturday. Once again, the 12 competing Etchells had a course laid close to the brambles. On the first race of the day, Graham Bailey got off to a poor start and was near the back of a pack at the leeward gate, before confusing our camera crew by rounding both gate marks. The resulting 11th place was to be his discard for the day. Meanwhile, Sam Carter, steering Evelina, won the first 2 races, then followed these with the 2nd, 3rd and 7th. Arbitrator fought back, taking a 2nd, 4th, 1st and 3rd. But it wasn't enough, as Evelina won the day with 7 points. Ante Razmilovic's Swedish Blue also had an excellent day, despite starting off by being scored OCS in race 1. They followed this with 2 wins, a 2nd and a 4th, to take 2nd overall on the day with 8 points. Saturday's winner, Graham Bailey, had to be satisfied with 3rd on Sunday, another 2 points astern. This was a great result for Sam Carter, who only started sailing in the class last year. The Solent Etchells fleet meets again in 2 weeks' time for the Sir Kenneth Preston Trophy. By then, Stuart Childerley and Lawrence Mead will both be back on the water, so the depth of talent in the fleet will again increase, and we should see more great racing. Over to the east of the Etchells course, the 8 Far 45s had a further 4 short Windward Leeward races, with some course changes being made to avoid an oil tanker that had anchored in mid-Solent. Alice too came out of the block strongly in the first race of the day with a win, and followed that with 2 fourths and a 5th. Meanwhile, the previous day's leader, Werewolf, started less well with a 4th and a 5th, before finishing off the day with 2 thirds. XL, which had been second overnight, slumped down the rankings with a 5th, 6th and 2 7ths to lie 5th overall at the end of the weekend. Exabyte also slipped 2 places to 6th, while Rebel and Espresso both moved up. Rebel put together an incredibly consistent 4 second places to move up to 4th overall, only half a point off the podium. Espresso started with 2 thirds, then followed those with 2 bullets to grab 3rd overall at the end of the weekend. Ahead of her, Werewolf held on to the lead, with Alice now in 2nd. The second and final round of this series will take place on 2nd and 3rd of May. A new sort of charter company dedicated to sports boats was launched in Cowes on Sunday, and we spoke to one of the founders, Ash Holmes.
Pelican Racing was formed last year. We started off with one boat, just racing around, doing different events, and now we've gone up to 6 boats to start with. And what the idea is, we're trying to take the hassle out of owning a boat and going out and racing, searching for the racing. So we organise the racing, provide the boats, do all the maintenance, and we want to offer year-round sailing.
Why did you pick the SB3?
The good thing with the SB3 is that it's a 3 or 4 man boat, so the costs on crew are right down. It's a good high performance kill boat, and it's actually, you don't have to be a particular fitness or anything like that. Anyone can just jump into the boats and sail them and and be competitive.
So is Pelican Racing a sort of a club you can join? Or?
Yes, Pelican Races, we're an RYA school, so not only can we have individuals coming out and just paying just like a normal sailing school, but the gap in the market we saw was the fact that people learnt to sail and then they had nowhere to go. They had to go and buy a boat, they had to find the crew, they had to find the marinas and stuff like that. But what we're trying to do is we can train you up and then keep you sailing and keep your skills up on a regular basis, get you into racing so it improves your sailing overall, and hopefully get you out to some big events. And also we wanted this kind of club atmosphere, so we've got we get like a full member space so people can shout their sessions around and meet some new people and stuff.
Now, it's a difficult time to be launching new businesses. How's it going?
It's going very well. I've had quite a bit of interest so far. A lot of people have been giving a lot of good positive feedback, just on the fact that it's very easy for someone to turn up, grab the sails, rig it and go. I think it is difficult times. A lot of people are laying boats up and can't afford to run their boat. Hopefully we can give them something, if they don't want to take a membership, maybe just want to do the odd racing here and there, we do that as well. So we're kind of trying to fit into the market as best as possible for the actual climate we're in. So.
Well, judging by the number of people who've turned up for your launch weekend, it looks like it's going to be popular.
We really hope so. We've got a real positive vibe going about the place at the moment, so everyone's really excited, and I think it's really important, start off on the right foot, get everyone really excited about the event and the actual company, and I think it will catch on, and we're hopefully going to increase our fleet very, very quickly.
We wish you lots of luck.
Excellent, thank you very much.
Excellent. That's all for this week. Join us on Cowes TV next week for all the action from Cowes and the Solent.